From Washington, here is the news in VOA Special English. Burkina Faso has deployed troops to central Mali to help French and African troops fight Islamist militants. Malian officials reported Thursday that about 150 soldiers from Burkina Faso had arrived in the town of Markala, about 250 kilometers from the capital. VOA reporter Idrissa Fall is in Bamako. He says the soldiers from Burkina Faso are gathering near the base that French forces used to help retake the town of Diabaly. He also said French forces carried out airstrikes late Wednesday against militants in east-central Mali. Yemen says a citizen of Saudi Arabia who was held and then freed from detention at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, has died. A government statement Thursday said Saeed al-Shihri died of wounds he received in an anti-terrorism operation in late November. The Yemeni state news agency said he had been unconscious since then. Neither of two government statements Thursday gave the date of his death. The Saudi newspaper Ukaz says he died in late December. After American officials freed him from Guantanamo, he became a leader of the group called al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. A secret American military report, published by WikiLeaks in 2011, identified al-Shihri as a former officer in Saudi Arabia's internal security force, who later joined al-Qaeda. Officials from Britain, Germany, and the Netherlands have urged their citizens to immediately leave the eastern Libyan city of Benghazi. The warnings come after what has been described as a specific and urgent threat against Westerners. The foreign ministries of the three countries released statements Thursday about the security situation in Benghazi. Britain said there was a high threat of terrorism in the city. The British warning said that attacks could be aimed at places where foreigners gather. On Wednesday, American Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was questioned by a Senate committee about the September attack on United States diplomatic offices in Benghazi. The American diplomat Christopher Stevens and 3 other Americans died in the attack. Japanese forces used water guns to stop a ship carrying Taiwanese activists traveling to a disputed island in the East China Sea on Thursday. The Japanese Coast Guard says the boat was turned away about 30 kilometers from the islands. The islands are controlled by Japan, but also are claimed by China and Taiwan. 4 Taiwanese government ships were traveling with the boat. Taiwan's official Central News Agency says the activists had wanted to reach the islands to install an image of Matsu, the goddess of the sea. They believe that will help protect Taiwanese fishermen. The islands have seen several such small conflicts in recent months, mostly between Japanese and Chinese boats. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. Ukraine has signed a $10 billion gas exploration deal with the fuel company Royal Dutch Shell. The deal is a major step toward freeing Ukraine from the need to import gas from Russia. Ukraine's president, Viktor Yanukovych signed the 50-year production sharing deal Thursday at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Experts believe Ukraine has one of the world's largest deposits of shale gas. Shell plans to drill 15 test wells into a gas field in eastern Ukraine. Russia has cut gas supplies to Ukraine twice in the past 7 years because of price disputes. The cuts stopped fuel supplies into Eastern Europe in the middle of freezing cold winters. President Obama has nominated 2 people to head government agencies responsible for protecting investors. The president asked Mary Jo White to head the Securities and Exchange Commission. Mr. Obama also nominated Richard Cordray for a full term as director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Securities and Exchange Commission has been enacting reforms designed to prevent risky investment practices. Ms. White is a former lawyer in the New York office that investigates the nation's major financial crimes. Her agency helps to govern the sale of financial products. American Senator John Kerry has met with members of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee during a confirmation hearing for his nomination as Secretary of State. In his opening statement, he said, "The United States must resolve federal budget issues if it wants to remain a world leader." Senator Kerry promised to support the Obama administration's search for a diplomatic answer to Iran's nuclear program. He also said he would help support an Afghan-led process to make peace with the Taliban, if it is possible. A Pakistani American who admitted guilt in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks has been sentenced by an American court to 35 years in prison. David Coleman Headley was sentenced Thursday in a Chicago federal court. Federal lawyers asked for less than the highest sentence because the suspect gave information that led to charges against others involved with the Pakistani terror group Lashkar-e-Taiba. 5 men accused of the brutal rape and murder of a 23-year-old student in New Delhi appeared Thursday in a special court. The Court for Crimes Against Women was expected to hear opening arguments in the case. At least 2 of the defendants were expected to plead not guilty to charges of rape and murder. The court has closed the trial to the media. The hearing lasted 2 hours. The faster proceedings in this case answer public anger for the extreme violence of the December 16th attack.